Okay. It's part 3. I'm not really going into big detail. I don't know if I'm going to read any more Bible verses. I just wanted to say that if we get pre-trib rapture, okay, every eye is going to see Jesus at his return. They're going to see God at his return, okay? So if we're pre-trib raptured, it said we're going to meet him in the air at his coming. That's what Paul says. They'll be changed in a twinkling of an eye from a fleshy body to a living. We're going to die instantly from death to life, okay? Because this flesh and blood can't be in front with God. You know, with God it has to be our soul, and our spirit's going to go up to him, and our soul's going to go up to him. Anyway, what I'm saying is, if every eye's going to see him, and there's a pre-trib rapture, and he comes back twice, that makes no sense. Because if you're already pre-trib, and the sky's already split, and he came, took his people, and then go back up to heaven, and then he comes again, that makes no sense. Jesus says at the end of Matthew 24 and Mark 13. You can go back and watch other videos. You got the verses there. Go check them for yourself. Okay? Jesus taught that he comes at the end of the Great Tribulation. Paul teaches that that we'll be caught up in the twinkling eye at the last trumpet in the air at his coming. Okay? Now, a lot of people probably teach a 7-year tribulation. I don't know everything about Daniel's 70th week because I never really studied it. Okay? Whether it be 7 years, whether it be 3.5. Because Jesus even said he shortened the time, because no flesh shall be saved. You're going to have the lost that's going to take the mark of the beast, and you're going to have the Christians that's going to have a mark on them of God's mark that's going to be protecting them. Just like in the time of Egypt. The time of Egypt, when those plagues, God's people was protected through the plagues. And they put the blood of the lamb over the door, and they was protected from the death, from being killed, right? By the destroyer. Okay? God's going to protect his people. People will be killed. Christians will be killed. Just like if you go to Matthew chapter 25, the 10 virgins, I don't look at it as 5 foolish and 5 wise. Okay? I look at it as Christians and the lost. These people that are ready, that have the oil, and that's waiting on the day of the Lord to come. Because if people say that they're going to get raptured out, then, or on a pre-trib or a mid-trib, then why is there people being killed in the Great Tribulation? Why is the 144,000 going through the Great Tribulation? Why is people getting killed for not taking the mark? You know what I'm saying? There's Christians that's going to be in it through it. But the thing is that, yes, it's a scary thing. You know what I mean? But like I said, I don't claim to know it all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's still a mystery to me. I know when, because Jesus says at the last trumpet, right? Or Paul says at the last trumpet. Jesus says at the end of the Great Tribulation. He gives us the signs. Some people, like I said, some people say that we won't be here when the final wrath is poured out. But I mean, it even says at his coming, we're going to be called up to him. But, you know, that's still, like I said, that right there is still a mystery to me. But I don't believe in a pre-trib or a mid-trib, because what Jesus says, that he comes at the end, and us that shall endure to the end. And another thing I never really 100% understood was the millennial reign, 1,000 years, because Peter says that 1,000 years on the earth is 1 day in heaven. So really, Jesus has only been gone for 2 days, even though it's been 2,000 years. Okay. I mean, you know, Peter says right here in 2 Peter 3:10, but the day of the Lord, let's see where I was at. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and elements shall... I went to the wrong verse. Where's that at with Peter? Trying to find it here. But anyway, Peter tells us that 1,000 years on the earth is 1 day in heaven. So it could, you know, when the millennial reign, it could just be 1 day, but it says 1,000 years. But like I said, I don't understand it fully. But you take those verses I gave y'all and read them for yourself. Matthew 24, verse 29 to 31, and you can read before that. Let's see, Mark 13, verse 24 through 27, 1 Corinthians 15, 50 to 58, 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 13 through 18, Ephesians chapter 6, verse 13, and in Matthew 24, you can also read verse 22 through 24, verse 13, verse 36 through 44. I mean, it goes on and on here. But, Jesus tells us the time he's coming at the end, and his apostles taught. And they never taught a pre-trib or mid-trib. But God bless, and let's take the verses I gave you, see what you get.